What's up, guys? It is Squill. Another trade review. This is absolutely gorgeous. Really, really happy with this trade. And we'll go over Moderna too. Closed out that swing this morning. So on ES here, uh, you can see my bias for the overall day is bearish. Just I more so because of FOMOC, but I was looking short because of my bias. So you see that we have this liquidity right here, this buy side liquidity. So with us wanting to go short, we want to see that taken out because that triggers retail to buy, and so market makers sell. Um, so really, we saw that taken out. My entry is below this relative equal low. Oops, let me see here. Edit that. Okay, so entered on this candle, 3 contracts, targeting the liquidity down here at 40.73.25 and 40.62.25 in the midpoint of that range. Now, where did we get those other liquidity spots from? So if we go 30-minute maybe, or 15, excuse me. So this bottom is the low from like the run yesterday. And then the other one would have had to been 5 minute. I think it's an extension off this. Don't quote me on that. But those were the two liquidity spots that I had. So go back down to the 1 minute. And obviously split the 50% of that range. So we enter here below the relative equal lows. Stop loss is going to be above the relative highs. So we come up shortly, break over this liquidity, sell back through it instantly, and then continue on down. Now we formed this fair value gap here this morning, which we wicked off of. So this is a good long entry here actually, because we wicked into this fair value gap and continued up to make new relative highs as opposed to that. So we have that as a potential long entry, but we also created this fair value gap, which doesn't have any candle bodies in it, meaning it's still valid. And so you see, after we lose this relative lows, after we lose this relative lows, we proceed into this fair value gap. Obviously, have some wicks below it, but no candles ever breach the top side of this fair value gap, meaning it's still a valid trade. We end up flushing through, hitting first price target. So we took 1 contract off there. And then zoom in here so that's out of the way. And then we proceeded down a couple more candles, easily hit the second price target. But you can see here we created another fair value gap wick to wick. So that's kind of what I was watching for. Stop loss 0.5 over that. If you don't want to have it that tight, you can also run it up to your first price target. But we had it here. So initial stop is up above these relative highs. And after we clear the first price target, we move it to above this fair value gap. And after we get to the second price target, we would move it here. But I also saw this fair value gap form. So 0.5 above there is where I'm going to put my stop loss. Almost got wicked out right here, came back down, second price target again, tested it, and proceeded to go up and stop me out above the fair value gap, which luckily it did because now we're up here. But yeah, just really textbook easy trade. I don't know exactly what I changed the past couple days, but like the past 2 days, I feel like I've just been able to read price action so much better than I ever have before, and I'm McLovin it. But yeah, so 3 contracts, 28.5 total handles. You see we have 7.25 here, 12.75 here, and exited at the last at 8.5. So that in total is 14.25 profit. So that's really nice. on top of the mRNA swing. Now, with the mRNA swing, obviously we don't want to be on the 1 minute because there's literally zero volume ever on Moderna, as I've learned. Look at this. That is just nuts, right? So if you remember from yesterday, here, let's go to 30 minutes so we can see open. We had this big wig up to fill this gap. We entered puts up here. Literally the high of day yesterday. They were not red for a second, which is just nuts. That never happens. And even with these spikes, they really didn't depreciate that much. So that kind of showed me like, hey, the buyers are there on the premiums because these premiums are staying like pretty, not juiced, but like they aren't fluctuating a ton to the downside when we get these pops. But when we get the drops, they're really moving. So stayed in those, swung them overnight. I feel like this is my first successful swing trade in a year. But this morning we just absolutely tanked it. I closed them out around 170 in this candle. And they proceeded. I bought them at like 1.6 up here, and they were at like 3.8 down here. So that's wild. I closed them out for about 100%. So yeah, that's just two really nice trades the past couple days. I haven't taken anything else. I took a futures trade yesterday, recapped that, but I've just been in this Moderna swing. Like I said on stages yesterday, I'm really trying to get more into swinging options and day trading the futures contracts, so you don't have to worry about theta, and it's just a lot cleaner movement, in my opinion. It's not for everyone too. Like you may look at the 1 minute chart and say that wow, this is a fucking nightmare. But to me, it's just so much easier to read price action on these futures contracts like this, especially after studying ICT a little bit, which I feel like has really helped me because, like I said, I was trying to find that extra bit of edge to help me with my futures trading. Because if you took 3 puts here, you are not coming. I mean, maybe with like at the money SPXs, but like if you just were trading SPY, you're not gonna have 14.25 profit after this move and the last one getting stopped out here. That's just not possible. So, like I said, I feel like it's more profitable for me. I'm really picky about what trades I take, so I usually only take 1 or 2 a day, but I don't know anyone that is upset with that number daily. So, that's what I got for the trade review today. We will talk to you guys tomorrow.